Hello, welcome to Traveling Young in this very special beer drinking episode. Peter, it's been a while since we've had a beer drinking episode. There was no the Verden Stost, the world's largest beer drinking online, whatever that is in Danish.
Yeah.
Didn't happen this year in May, which is normally our bridge between Easter and Christmas beers. So instead of that, we're here right now with a special guest, which is my father. Who's here to drink some beer with us, who's had some Danish beers. In the past when I brought it to him, but this time he's come to the land of where the beer actually originates.
Yeah.
So I invited Peter over. We're going to drink some beers. I also brought some beers from America for Peter to try. We got a mix of American beer and Danish beer on this week's Traveling Young. All right, here we are. So you guys briefly met the other day, but maybe there's a more formal introduction.
Nice to meet you, Bob.
Yeah, I know Peter is, there's been a couple of times that my parents have met various cast of crew from my videos, so it's always I've wanted you to come over while they were here to meet them, and combining it with beer drinking just seemed like the best solution of all.
I think so. In person, much better. I think I've seen you on FaceTime a couple of times.
I was in a beer tasting in my backyard.
Yeah, that was the one.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought some Christmas beers once.
But you didn't just bring your old man, but also beer.
Beer.
I love it.
Yeah. So we're gonna try a couple different beers, and let me pick out the first one. Okay, we're gonna start with this Bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you'd say it?
Yeah.
And a collaboration actually with the Esbjerg Brewhouse. Tropical Thunder. It's a fruited gauss. This big, thick, and fruity gauss was brewed with our friends at Esbjerg Brewhouse to welcome back the sunshine, which we're going to say goodbye to now as it's October. Put your feet up and enjoy the sun. We're starting with these lighter summerish beers.
But it's nice. I mean, we just said bye to some late autumn, summer breeze, right?
We had some sunny days recently, yeah.
So maybe nice to have just the last few drops of summer, right?
So this is a Danish fruity beer using my Craft Maker collective glasses and a two.
You will never get that right.
Two.
To øl. Yeah, we'll try that again later.
That's one word?
That means two beers.
Two beers.
Yeah.
To
øl. I wonder if that name, we need to research on that. To øl is like, do you want to have a beer or should we share two beers? Maybe that's what
that's like a common saying. Yeah. All right.
Good.
We have no rating for this, by the way. This is just us talking and enjoying. Maybe in the end we'll say what our favorite was.
Yeah.
But yeah, skål. Cheers.
Oh.
Very fruity.
Yes.
Almost, we call that a mix between beer and cider.
Oh yeah. I don't know the name for this.
It come back to me.
We just started. You're already
Radler?
Radler. Yeah. Radler. Yeah. There you go. Like the Austrian Radlers.
I like the scent. I actually like slightly fruity beer, and also fruity New England IPA. I know he's not the IPA kind of guy.
Yeah, no, there's none in here.
Yeah, I know. And I didn't bring one.
A nice, good fruity start.
Yeah. I like it. Brings back summer.
Yeah. A few additions to the table since last we cut. Peanuts and a nice water basin to clean out our glasses. I feel like I should explain this because it just magically appeared. All right, this time, this is from the US. It's a strawberry smash ale. Sticking to the fruity theme. My glasses are over here. 1 second. So when we were in the US this summer, we drove from Chicago to Iowa to visit the the Field of Dreams place. And while we were driving, we passed this place called Lena, and they had this brewery. And so I drank some of this. It was good. It was summery, fruity, good timing. And I bought some. And I believe this is maybe one of the only can that survived, and one can exploded in my luggage. So single malt and single hop, rife with strawberry. The single malt, single hop ale is crashed with natural strawberry flavor after fermentation. It's crisp, bright, slightly sweet, and easy drinking. From Lena, and I believe Lena is in Illinois. Lena, Illinois.
Was it crashed or crushed?
Too much talking, too little beer.
Oh, there we go. It didn't take you long to...
But it's very, very strong strawberry smell.
Oh, very. I think this would be popular in Denmark, given the affiliation to strawberries.
Yeah.
I wish more cans survived. I'm sorry, only one survived.
Yeah.
The pressure.
Yeah. I had a small accident myself with a bottle that I brought back from Italy, a double magnum, but that was wine. I carried like a baby all the way home from Italy, and then the very last 2 meters to my apartment, I put it in front of my apartment door to unlock the door, and then came out of my neighbor, opened his door, and the bottle tilted and smashed 3 liters of Barolo out on the floor. Terrible.
It sounds like it was probably somewhat expensive as well.
A little more than a can.
Yeah. This was probably only $2 or $3 at the brewery.
A lot of crying.
I remember one time we were in, where we used to live in that townhouse in Alexandria, and we had our friends over, and we bought some, I believe it was maybe Left or something, which is one of my favorite beers you could easily get in the US. And we'd come home from the store, and the 6-pack, my friend had the 6-pack in his hand. We opened the door, and our dogs at the time, Pepe and Indy, bolted out the door. So we're like chasing him, and my friend's still running with his 6-pack, and at some point he tripped, and it like 4 of them shattered and broke on the ground. It's like sad. It's like an orphan beer. It's not a,
Oh, yeah, and the good part of the wine story was that I had brought 2 bottles.
So one...
Yeah, one survived, and we had it at my wife's and our wedding. Yeah, it was really nice. 23 years ago now.
You've been married 23 years as well?
Yeah.
Same with us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm sure I knew this and had forgotten.
Yeah. Now we'll never forget.
It's on...
You remember the date?
Wow. Yeah, it was probably because we were trying to record something around there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like your anniversary was when we were trying to record the Easter stuff.
I'm asking yours.
Oh, my day. Yes, May 20th. I remember that. But yours, I feel like it was when we were trying... No, that was your wife's birthday that we had to negotiate around when trying to schedule.
April 22nd.
April 1?
Yeah.
22nd.
I think.
All right, this was good.
Yeah.
It's starting light, but it's good. This is a non-Bud Light US beer for you, Peter. How's it?
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's definitely light, but I like the fruity taste. And normally I don't really like to mix a very obvious fruity taste like strawberry with beer, because that would be a rattler to me. But this is kind of working well. I think it's not very bitter. It's very light and fresh and summery. I would drink it any day.
I enjoyed drinking it in Illinois when I was at the brewery after visiting the Field of Dreams place.
Don't blame you.
So this is peach wit.
That's the first as well.
And this is from this place called Forbidden Root in Chicago. That was pretty nice that we went to in Chicago. I think one of these beers also did not make it on the journey, along with apparently the top of this one. Let's see, will it pour?
I love the play on words there. Forbidden Root instead of fruit.
Yeah. All their beers are very kind of experimental stuff, which is quite interesting. They were all good. I had a couple while I was there. So hopefully this tastes okay and didn't have any weird... It's definitely not
What other, did they have other fruity?
Oh, they had a ton of different beers. But this is one I drank there, so I wanted to bring it back.
Funky. Let me take that one.
I thought it was going to be a root beer instead of a tree fruit beer.
I love the hazy color of this one. Really pretty.
Let me read this because I opened it. It says wheat beer with peach puree and concentrate, selected botanicals and natural flavor, 5.1%. There's nothing like the juicy dripping lusciousness of a fresh peach, but it's difficult to capture its fuzzy goodness. Here, the augment heel peach puree, maybe heel peach puree, with some selected botanicals, rose, chamomile, jasmine, all kinds of other, and sour orange. I'll just get to the word I can read. And there you go. Brewed and packaged in a brewery in Normal, Illinois. Forbidden fruit.
It actually reminds me a little bit of a New England hazy New England IPA that we had a couple of years ago.
But it's not hoppy.
No, it's not hoppy at all. But the taste.
It's very smooth.
Yeah. Also very drinkable. Summer slurpy beer. Right.
Well, that's when I had it in the summer.
Yeah. And you can't taste the alcohol either.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't seem very... Which means you could drink a bunch of these.
Yeah. You wouldn't know. Only your surroundings would.
Yeah, until eventually it caught up to you.
Yeah.
Ah.
The pear taste is very subtle.
Peach.
Sorry, that's what.
It's
you can see how subtle it is.
Looks like a pear from here.
Yeah.
A pair of peaches.
The pair of peaches.
And we only had two already.
Yeah.
It's really subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's not very...
As compared to the strawberry, you could pick
Yeah, the
that
strawberry
Yeah.
is super strong. You can
But
smell
also-
it as you're drinking it. the
Exactly.
strawberry.
When the smell is really dominant, it's helping the taste as well.
Yeah, this doesn't have a
It's just a
super strong aroma at all.
nice, light summer beer, fruity. And you said they had like 20 different fruits.
A bunch of different beers. I don't think they're all fruit based, but they had a whole bunch of different beers and a bunch of them were fruit. They had all kinds of styles. But I think they're all very... They all have, I'd say, different ingredients or tastes than just a straight up normal beer. Some fruit, some other stuff, I guess, if I remember correctly.
You said it was wheat beer.
Wheat, yes.
The other two were not.
The other two are not, no. This is good. A new beer for you from America, Peter.
I like it. I was going to say, it's about time we heard good news from the US.
There
This
you
is
go.
good news.
Some beer.
If you remember in Germany, years and years ago, you would buy the wheat beer. You preferred.
Yeah, I was, that's
what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it does have a... So when I went to England once for a week with school, but then my first real long trip to Europe was to Germany, Austria, and Italy with my parents in 1997. I just turned 21, although I could have drank there even if I wasn't 21. But, you know, it felt okay drinking in front of my parents because I could have even been drinking in the U.S. And so I had beers at every meal. And I got really into Franziskaner and German wheat beers because they're everywhere, obviously. Yeah. And then you could get wheat beer easily in the U.S. at that time. Now you can get so much more European stuff, and obviously even wheat beer. But this was back in the late 90s. There wasn't a ton of imports happening, and Franziskaner and German wheats were one of the things you could easily get a hold of. So it became my thing for a while.
Yep. And you bought a glass at every...
I have a lot of glasses over there from the trip.
This was our 25th anniversary. We had gone to Germany on our honeymoon. So 25th, and we took him and his sister with us. So.
Nice. Maybe that's where your glass
It began. That's where it started.
started.
It is exactly where it started. I would drink a beer and I'm like, can I get this glass? And I brought back probably 10 glasses from that trip and a couple steins. And then that began, because some of them are over there still from the trip. I did.
All right. So these two I brought this time, and I actually didn't plan to mess up your line of beer, but I thought I wanted to talk about these two beers that has meant a lot to me growing up in very close to where you live. So I live in Farum. This one is Skåløst, which has been known as a very popular and growing beer brand around Valus. I know that there are two different brands. One is the restaurant and the other one is this one. But still, we felt like this was home to us when we grew up. So Beerved found that this was the local beer brand. So I've been drinking this a lot. And this brand is from Thum, from Refsvindinge. And this was probably one of the first beers, not Tuborg or Carlsberg, that I had. And also a beer brand that my wife's families pretty much lived in the backyard of this brewery. So they could go over to the brewery and bring their own case and then buy beer from the barn, pretty much. So this is an ale, ale number 16. And I've had so many of these. And this would be my go-to ale all the time. If I'm not drinking a classic beer or anything. So I think you should try this one.
And I actually think, if I'm not mistaken, this is on draft at, when we used to live next to the Lumbusu.
Oh.
Not Subu.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking straight already. Lumbusu.
Yeah.
There's like a little place there at the harbor where you can like rent boats and people go out on canoes there, and there's like a little place that has beer and ice cream and stuff. And I'm pretty sure they have this on draft there, and that's the first time I had it. Because everybody would say you have to try this because it's a pretty traditional, famous Danish beer.
Yeah. I'll let you do the pouring. So now we're going a little bit darker, to the dark side.
Oh, it's going to get really dark in it.
Yeah. It's a pity you can't see your glass, so let's do like that.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting how there's this like the connection of like getting sick, and there's certain things that just remind you of that. Like this is not alcohol, but one time I ate a whole lot of bologna. You know bologna?
No.
So
I thought that was just bologna. Is just bullshit.
That too. But there's this. It's like I guess I don't even know what it's made of. That's probably part of the problem. What's bologna? Nobody knows what. And it's like a round. I guess they make it in it's like a casing around it. So there's like this thin casing sliced. So I guess it's made in a big thing, and then they slice it.
I still don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is, but you might.
All the leftover.
It's like leftover stuff
that you couldn't.
And you'd make a sandwich typically out of it, right? Excuse me.
It's like a hot dog on the inside.
But it's big, and it's like a sandwich meat.
Yeah.
And you have like slice of cheese, bologna, mayonnaise. In the South, they make fried bologna where they like fry it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a Flintstones bologna sandwich where it's just like cheese bologna, cheese bologna, cheese bologna, cheese bologna. It was like really, really big and tall. And
I heard this story.
I did not fare well. And now just the sight, almost the word bologna makes me sick. But seeing bologna is like, it just brings back that memory. And it's, not alcohol related, but bologna related.
I thought you were going to talk about the crab apples you ate.
That was also, I like walking around and you'd see these apples in the ground.
We had a crab apple tree in our front yard.
Also didn't go well.
Yeah.
I don't have many drinking throw up stories.
Yeah.
I do remember, I was, just in Oktoberfest in Germany. And when I was there, we went to the Hofbrauhaus. And we went to the Hofbrauhaus on that trip in 96, 97 with my parents. And that was the first time I ever drank a full liter of beer. And I remember we were sitting, everything was fine. And then like you and I got up to like go to the bathroom or something. And I was like, wait a second, I could barely walk. And it was, I didn't get sick. I was young enough that I could ride it out. But I definitely, that's the first time I was like very impaired from drinking too much. Because I mean, in the US, it's not, I wasn't drinking a ton at 15 or 16 since it was illegal and hard to get a hold of.
That's not how it works in Europe.
No,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
How do you like this, by the way?
I like it. After all the sweet beers, it's really good.
Cleans the palate.
I don't know what it reminds me of exactly. It's got this reddish, but it's not really a red ale, I guess, but it's got a reddish color to it.
It's almost like a classic, right? It's a very light ale.
We're going to save this.
I think so. Yeah, let's do that.
Sorry. There we go. It's part of the game, man. Peter.
I'm
You
sorry.
don't know Peter well enough by now.
Peter, pumpkin eater, drank a beer and couldn't. Have you tried my birthday beer?
No,
You don't know what it is.
I went strictly by the label.
Okay, let's see. I mean, sometimes
So it was something that may remind you of America. And then when you think of America,
and
maybe,
it's a thin line between I want to try it now, I can't wait, or it's so great I cannot.
But it's accessible.
Yeah. Oh.
or you
It's
could
from Denmark.
You could take it home and pour it out.
Yeah.
So you may not want it.
Yeah, exactly.
You may look at it and say it's so bad.
Yeah.
So Peter celebrated his 32nd birthday just a few days ago, right?
Plus.
Or was it 32, 33? I can't remember.
Liver 2, yeah. 55.
Oh, wow.
Now it's out there.
Oh, geez. And so when my dad heard that, because we saw you on your birthday, and then we knew you were coming here, and so my dad wanted to get a beer for you. So either, as discussed, you can take it with you. It's an accessible beer, so we can also drink some of it now, but it's up to you. And you can get more of it if you like it. And,
I cannot wait.
and it's from one of our favorite brewers.
Yes, nice. I have not tried this one. Fanny Mango Mussolini, and then with a not my favorite
A
person.
likeness of...
Mr. Trump. It's probably, I mean, I might scrape off the label, but I think it's so weird. But it's a New England IPA, and that's one of my favorite types of beer. So let's. Do you have a pen, a Sharpie? I would draw a mustache and then drink it. I should try it.
Do you want to try it now?
Yeah.
I've had this before. I had it at the brewery when I went to
Yeah,
Finland.
he said it was good. So.
It is good, yes.
But why? Do you know the story behind
Well,
this?
no, we
label?
should have asked him when he was here, really, because we had the brewmaster from this brewery was here for the Christmas beer tasting or Easter beer tasting. I can't even remember what's what anymore.
All of those things were additional reasons to get it.
Yeah.
But I originally picked it off the shelf because of the label.
Okay, but I mean, this tells everything of what I like in a New England IPA. Mango Mussolini is a hazy IPA with a lot of notes of tropical fruit, fresh squeezed orange juice, pineapples, and cut grass. Wow, Citra, Mosaic, Chinook, and El Dorado hops provide slight bitterness, balancing out the fruit, blah, 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 and a lot of words. Wow. And Bob, when is your birthday? November, that's pretty soon, isn't it?
24th.
Okay, so I actually also brought a birthday present for you. Yeah, I'm not lying. So, while drinking one birthday present, let me bring out yours. So, of course, I wrapped it. So you can wait unwrapping it until you get home.
Okay.
But you can also unwrap it now if you want. And this is also something Danish American, coincidentally, and we didn't coordinate this. This is the most Danish American thing I could possibly think of, and goes, I would say, very well together with my favorite.
Okay.
So there you go. Go crazy.
Oh, very nice.
Ah, it's a plate
Very nice.
with the Constitution written on it.
It is. So this is a plate that I got from a flea market, and so this is the it says the Constitution, 4th of July Constitution there, and from the Royal Danish, what's it called? Copenhagen. Royal Copenhagen. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So perfect combo of Denmark and the US.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can eat your
Meaningful in so many ways.
you can eat your favorite open face sandwich.
Oh.
on that.
That's some smord broil.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I can smell the hops though as I'm drinking it.
Yeah.
But
I've
this
been
is
waiting
your
for this.
thing. This is
bitterness.
your.
Yeah, this is my bowl. Thing. Yeah.
It's really good, like stout, bourbon stouts and
Yeah.
stuff. Those
Oh, yeah.
like that are named after like the famous Gorm and some of the other famous. What would they be called at that point in Danish history?
Yeah.
They weren't kings. They were like Viking.
Yeah. Vikings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. This actually, it just.
So
I remembered suddenly that Viking. There's a king in Viking.
Yeah, I never realized that until now.
Yeah.
Apparently, alcohol makes you smarter sometimes, doesn't it?
Smarter every day.
so this
Cheers
is
to that.
this is in your sweet spot. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. What a lovely gift. Thank you.
Of course.
So let's do this because this is a spring seasonal beer from the same brewery as the Mango Mussolini that we just tried.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Fanu.
Thanks to Peter.
Thanks to
you guys and Peter.
Fanu for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
What would you say?
Fanu for almost no.
Oh, but they didn't say the R's.
Yeah.
They're like it's one big.
For
Fanu
for
which is spring seasonal beer from Fanu, the same place. This is 6.5%. And yes, this is good. This won our Easter spring beer drinking situation.
Cheers.
But it's a very distinctive seasonal situation, like Christmas brew. These spring Easter beers. And it's good like I remember it.
Can you just buy it in your local supermarket?
Where did I buy this?
Got you there.
It was in a local supermarket. Oh no, it was at the that place on St. Anne's. St. Anne's Platz next to Affiliateplatz.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's this little, I call it a bodega, but I don't. But they have a bunch of beers there.
Where we went?
Yeah. And it's like down little stairs, like a block or two from Nuhan. And they have a lot of beers. And that's where I got this one. But I think you can get this normally, but probably not this time of year because it's not spring.
Quite a few beers in now. Starting to get a little more relaxed. We got a back pain coming here, that's all gone. And the headache from yesterday.
All gone. We'll worry about tomorrow's headache later.
Yep.
And when we move on from here, it's basically going to be motor oil. So be prepared.
Yeah. I almost brought the whiskey barrel aged.
Well, that's basically kind of what I got bourbon barrel aged stuff.
Okay.
So
This is more beer than I've had all year.
Yeah.
in one sitting now. Yeah.
We'll catch you. That's why we put you in the middle.
That's what your chair has arms on.
Arms.
So basically, you just do a face plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on to drinking. So what I've got here for you is this, Peter. It's So we've got two different. We're going to try this first. This is like
bourbon.
This is the gold standard, as Jeremy, my brother, said just the other day when I told him I had this.
You gotta have Kentucky on the label somewhere.
Well, if it's a bourbon stout, I guess Kentucky has to be bourbon.
Yeah.
But this is the gold standard of bourbon stout. This specific one is a coffee. It's a Bourbon County Goose Island coffee stout. This specific bottle cost me, I think, $25, which is like what?
Yeah, 140.
140, 150 krona.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to bring you something special.
Wow.
From America.
Okay.
Well, Bourbon County is in Kentucky.
Yes, but I mean that's just the name of the. It's not from Bourbon
It doesn't
County.
mean it's from Bourbon County.
Goose Island is from Chicago.
Yeah.
But Bourbon County is because
What I
it
love
uses bourbon from the Kentucky bourbon.
Well,
Look how thick that is.
They get their barrels there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they do.
Nice. I'll take it. Pour just a small, because it's gonna be heavy.
This one we can't throw out though, because each sip is like $1. I don't taste the coffee a ton though in this.
I do a little because I'm very sensitive to coffee.
Yeah, in a good way or bad way.
Sensitive. I've tried to learn to drink coffee. Haven't worked it out yet.
You don't drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee, so I can taste coffee in this one, no doubt. But so many other things as well. I mean, the casket, the smoke, the bourbon.
A cask. Hopefully not a casket.
Of course.
There's
the cask.
I smell. I taste little dead people in this.
The barrel.
Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
And I mean, I even smell the flight going here.
Yeah, you smell the plane, the jet fuel it took to bring it from the US all the way here.
I mean, it's 13.2%.
Is that what
a
you
little
say, yeah?
bit of fuel engine.
Yeah.
I thought it was the rubber burning on the landing.
On the tarmac, I said.
What did your brother say about this?
He's Jeremy's.
Other than gold standard.
I mean, this is it. I remember back in the day, this is a pretty big bottle. I feel like they used to be more like the 16 ounce, bottles. This is like a pint. And I remember when I lived in Chicago, Jeremy, my brother, would drive to, like, you could only buy one bottle. Like they would, Goose Island would send it in packs of 4, but all the stores would only sell it one bottle at a time. They wouldn't sell you all 4. And my brother would go, like during the moment they bring it out, there was a specific time of year it'd come out. He'd go to multiple stores to stock up on, maybe not the coffee one, because there's a couple different varieties, and then there's just like a standard one that doesn't have any, it's just Bourbon County, not with any coffee and that was just it, and he loved it. And then he started trying to make things that were similar.
And he would ask me to go to Total Wine and Beverage.
Yeah, probably for you to get some in Virginia, because he couldn't.
Yeah, because he knew it was going to be delivered on Tuesday.
And here, because it's Chicago beer, he was in Chicago.
Oh.
They might get more quantity, but they're also gone faster.
Of course. I remember we tasted Eddie from Medfield.
He also had something.
Yeah. I have one bottle left at home.
Yeah.
Could be nice to compare with this one.
Well, what I have to compare to this one, which we'll drink next, is not from Eddie.
Oh my!
Oh.
It's an equally expensive, actually purchased in Danish krona. This is what we'll drink next, which is this is from Mika. It's a Viking Shake barrel series, aged in bourbon barrels, and cereal stout, made with coffee and vanilla, a little bit more coffee for you. And the idea was this would be similar-ish. Although this is interesting. It's actually from a Mikkeller, but it's from San Diego.
Oh.
Which is interesting.
They brought the idea over there and brought the beer back.
I guess.
I only heard about this one. I've never seen it.
This was also like 200 krona, I think. but I bought it because the three of us divide that by 3, and we're getting to have an experience here.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be interesting to compare it to the gold standard.
Yeah. This is really good. I would love to have Eddie here.
Yeah, what he would say, yeah. Or even Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother, yeah. Do you want to? I'm not going to let this go to waste. Are you going to have any more?
I'm going to have a little.
Here, there's a little more.
Yeah. Even drink this with like a steak, right?
A steak?
Steak.
Not a stick.
Not steak, no. Or a pot meal. Like
a stew?
Stew, yeah, thanks. Also.
Maybe a cigar.
A cigar,
Yeah.
yeah. Then this is your meal and then a cigar. I'm gonna have to ask my wife to come and pick me up.
You have to leave the bike here.
Yeah. Again.
First time at the new house.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Miranda's been your designated driver more than once.
Yeah.
I would live closer. Even closer than before.
Yeah.
So your other beer tastings, do they last 2 or 3 hours and you crunch it down to 30 minutes?
30 minutes is rarely.
Yeah.
I cut out a lot of stuff.
And I never picked up on that before. So.
Yeah, well, you see the raw footage. I feel like in one video I had me talking about North and South for at least 15 minutes because I just watched it on Viaplay.
Yeah.
Random discussions of random things that I cut down. But typically we'll drink for a couple hours and then we'll have food. And then we'll drink for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Outside of the one that we did last time, we did a live stream. I wanted to see, can we cram this all into an hour live stream where we're like moving like super fast? I feel like it was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So we've got different glasses. Mine is from the Braunstein.
Yeah.
Braunstein.
Braunstein.
Yours is from Riba Brewhouse.
Yeah.
Yours is Bitfin.
Yes.
So
And you did turn on the video this time.
I did. I'm gonna just look to be sure, and it does look like it's on. So here we are. This is the Viking shake. To compare it to, I can tell. Be prepared for more.
Yeah.
Motor oil.
Oh,
look at that.
Even darker.
It
It's
comes
possible.
with a dipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys don't speak the same language, obviously. Oh wow. Yeah, it's almost like when you're at the do-it-yourself shop, whatever, and you buy paint. You get these sticks.
Yeah.
And you need one right now, right?
Yeah.
To swirl it.
Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers.
We went from light fruitiness
to this.
something that could power a diesel engine.
10W30.
Yeah.
The bourbon taste is much stronger on this one.
Yeah. And also the carbonized, it's more carbonized than the other one. I like it. It's more distinct and sharp.
Sure.
I would say this is better. Sorry, Nicola. And you said that it was from
San Diego.
San Diego. What's up
Even
with
though
that?
I don't understand that. Somebody needs to explain that to us.
So it's a small 13%.
13?
Yeah.
I smell the sweetness of the bourbon.
I mean, it would be a pity, but imagine making a marinade for for some.
It would be an expensive marinade.
Yeah.
And a pity because they're very hard to come by.
We still have. I still have one of these stuff enough. What's it called from Midfield? This that you can marinate. That
was I can't
amazing.
remember the name of that one. Yeah.
I feel like the next time we meet, we should not drink beer, but do other stuff with beer, like marinade and
Cook with beer.
Cook with beer. Yeah. I mean,
let's be honest. Let's go to have a beer bath.
Yeah.
A beer mud bath?
Yeah.
That would be expensive.
Yeah.
At least in that one.
Yeah.
Could you really not drink the beer, Peter?
Probably could not drink the beer. But I could cook with the beer. I've done that before.
Yeah.
We could make a cake. We could make a nice roast, a marinade for a roast. And
I used to when I smoked.
oh yeah.
Not my current smoker because it's a pellet smoker, but my other one, which was gas. You'd use wood chips, and you'd soak the wood chips often because that would produce more smoke. And I'd soak them in beer, and add beer with wood chips whenever I had to keep adding wood chips to the smoke. So I very much used beer and smoking before, but not now with the pellets. I guess I could still. Maybe I'll try this. Like on the side, I can put a pan with beer in it on the side.
A little can.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Just to have a little bit of like beer smoke in the flavor of the smoke.
Well, and you said marinated.
Also marinate on top of it, yeah.
I remember a dish where you take a Coke can and stuff it inside.
It's a beer can. Well, it's a beer can chicken.
Is it a beer can? I think I heard it with Coca-Cola.
You can do that too.
Yeah, but I would love to try that with a beer.
Yeah, I tend to when I smoke chicken, I spatchcock it and spread it and cook it that way. I find the beer can ones are a little hard to get it to stand up straight. But we could definitely do that. I did that with the old smoker once before I did the spatchcocking stuff with a Tuborg Classic. I'm sure is what I used for it.
Yeah.
But you can't do the whole beer. You have to like only do half of it because it'll get.
Here you go.
I can't.
I think marinade is the way to go, though.
Yeah.
Try that one.
That could be interesting. Marinade.
Overnight.
Yeah.
So is this the end of the road for us?
This is the unless we have just a little bit of the Malort because you need to try this.
Ooh.
A little bit. I wanted that after the beer because beer before wine you're just fine. Wine before so this you go from beer to something else. But one little bit.
Okay.
You need to try this.
Yeah.
Miranda specifically wanted you to try this. In fact, she should be a part of this. What do you think?
Let's bring Miranda in.
We went from one extreme to the other without the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I can get is my new.
I think that was actually an advantage this time because, with the middle, we wouldn't have been sitting up straight.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Semi-straight.
And we barely are now.
Quite a few American beers you've never had before. How'd you like them? Very nice. I am applauding the quality because I think every single American beer that we had today was very sincere and almost with a purpose, right? So was very honest to what it promised. Really nice experience, really nice tastes, flavors, which is the same thing, right?
Tastes and flavors.
But I think you guys are more experimental, maybe, than we are. A little bit boring, maybe.
I think the Forbidden Root, that peach, there are definitely more experimentation going on, I would say for sure. Yeah. And some of them fail. I specifically selected ones I had drank before, so I knew it would taste good. Yeah. Because these were good. And this Lena brewery, tiny brewery. Yeah. So that's like one extreme, tiny, to the gold standard of Bourbon County bourbon barreled beer.
I think there's a reason why they call it classic. That's the all-around best. And that was my favorite.
Which one?
The classic.
Which was that? The
one on the left.
The Ale 16. Yeah. Bring that back. This was your favorite beer?
I think so.
Wow, this is Peter's.
Woohoo!
There's a reason that's his favorite.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not too much on either end.
And you can get it in a 33 centiliter can and bring it back home.
So I wanted to try this because my good friend Ted Basta, who I love dearly, he's one of my best friends in the whole world. He would always joke about Malort and how bad Malort was. And I'd never tasted Malort, and I didn't realize that it was made in Chicago.
But then we had it. Randall made us drink it.
Yeah.
I'll pour.
And
then you can use that one for your side.
I'm wondering we in Denmark have something called Malort, and it's almost spelled the same way.
Oh, okay.
Do you have to make people drink it like you just said?
No, we're evil.
Oh, I feel like I could have given myself some more. But no, I think we're good. All right.
So this...
Smell it.
Yeah, this tastes like...
Got
to me, it's got a very type of vibe to it.
It smells
Gammel Dansk.
It smells like the pharmacy.
Yeah, it's very medicinal smelling.
Yeah, which is a good thing, right? It preserves us.
It's got to be good for you.
I mean,
so
skull.
Cheers.
So do you bite it? In
I
two,
say
or?
No, just do it at once.
Just go for it. Down the hatch.
Oh man, there's like so many awkward
and none of them are good.
None of it's good.
Oh my lord!
Oh my lord!
That might be worse than Gammel Dansk.
It's like there's like
it's so bitter, like evil.
There's like weird taste. I feel like I taste a little bit of dirt. There might be some actual casket in this one, Peter. It's dirt and casket and like dug up casket. I feel like it's.
But why? Why?
This is something that people buy. We bought it in a store. It wasn't given away.
It's not. Everything's like. And then I feel I'm not drunk anymore.
Do you want more?
It's like
it shocked your system.
All my senses is going into the back of my tongue with the bitterness.
Yeah, it's still in the back of my tongue. It's still there.
The bitterness is so bitter.
I feel like you need like a tongue scraper just to get it all out.
Maybe you should have started with.
I thought it was unsafe to start with.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, she's like.
No, I knew
she's
it
like,
was
we need
bad.
to get this for Peter.
Yeah.
Months ago, we need to get Peter needs to have this. He's going to want to try this.
Yes.
And like, we don't need to pack this in our luggage.
I knew it was bad. I did not know it was this bad.
It's a very Chicago thing, too. It's not even easy to get in very many places.
God.
We had to go to a place in Chicago.
35%.
35.
Ted Basta, you are not lying. It is horrible.
This is definitely, when they say it'll make you grow hair, I feel like this. So, Peter, how does that in the tasting?
What tasting?
Where am I? I had no taste anymore.
I just want to say, I feel like this somehow has to be Danish because the company is Carl Jepsen.
Yeah, exactly.
This has got to be.
Do you think this is what the Danes brought to America?
Torture instrument that was brought to America.
I think they tried to take over the US at some point, and they brought this as a weapon. Ooh. I could see a purpose.
Do you want to try this?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a bit like Fernet Branca.
Maya, you should try this one.
It's got Fernet Branca vibes.
So your hair will turn blonde.
I mean, it's 35%.
Come on.
So
might even be the new weapon.
yeah, it's a weaponized.
You can do it.
Just shoot it all
Just
out.
shoot it down the hatch.
Yeah,
It's the only way to do it. Don't sip. You're full of lies.
That's fine.
The aftertaste is gross.
Yeah.
Did you just have some?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right.
All right, now we're gonna do.
Now, Dad, you can compare a little bit of this.
I do feel it.
Dad's like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
Oh, I tasted the little bit that was left.
This is frozen.
Yeah.
Because they say that helps with the taste.
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up on that, so.
And what does it say? Bitter drain?
Bitter dram.
It's a different color.
Yeah. I mean, Jägermeister would be my morning go-to bitter. Or Fernet Branca.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's...
I didn't think there was anything in the world worse than Fernet Branca, but I think we just found it.
Sorry, wait. All right.
What is this supposed to do to me?
Skull.
This is where you can say if the Danish drink compared to this.
Yeah. So this will get you up in the morning.
That is way better.
Is nothing.
That is way better.
Yeah.
Compared to that.
Wow.
That's better. That's
That
better.
is so much better.
I do see a purpose of this one.
What is it now? You figured it out?
Yeah, I figured it all out. So what you would do is that you, in the liquor cabinet back home.
Yeah, is to keep kids from drinking.
Yeah, exactly. You keep like a couple of bottles of these guys, like open, and then that you had a little of it, so the kids know that you won't be able to control how much or keep an eye on how much you had already, and then just don't.
Just sort of invite them.
Yeah, invite them to try this. This is alcohol. This is great. This is like having quality time. And then the kids are like,
This is the best of all we have.
yes. Yeah.
I feel like what we just did though is made Gammel Dansk taste better.
Yes.
Because I
Dansk
bet
tastes
if
great,
you had
so-
that and not had that, you'd have a different reaction to it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the first time we tried that, we were like, "Oh, this is horrible." Now, ooh, that's great. I'll have
That's
Gammel
probably
Dansk
why
anytime. Wow.
the drinking age in the US is high.
Do you think the Jeppesons are people that were kicked out of Denmark?
Yes.
I
I
see
would
that.
kick them out in
I mean, I'm going. It's gotta be me, Swedish or but the Jeppson. Jeppson is what's pushing me to Swedish.
I would like to compare that with Malort, Danish Malort.
Oh yeah, well we'll keep some.
Yeah.
We'll keep some and have a taste.
Yeah.
Okay.
And find out what that's all about.
Gonna find
Now we're
out.
gonna do some research.
You gotta
But that was nice way to finish.
Maybe so I don't.
This liqueur is extremely low.
Oh, Swedish.
It's extremely low
In quality.
Fujun. What's that?
What?
Fujun?
Fujun.
Yet another word.
It-
A ketone and a monoterpene
Ah,
okay.
that occurs predominantly.
Tujon.
I always look for alcohol that's high in Fujun, so that explains
Okay,
a lot.
when it directs you to a chemical
Yeah.
symbol,
You're like,
So it's probably like
It looks like a little man from my perspective.
He's such a drunk man.
if you see anything,
He's like a drunk man. What do you make out of that? That's the Tujon. That's the official.
Yeah. Looks like the figure in Yellow Jackets, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what this means in Malort in Swedish literally means moth herb.
moth herb.
Which
Oh,
is Malort.
that
which
makes
is-
it-
It's the Swedish. Well,
I
it's the
tasted
Swedish.
some moths
Yeah,
in there. I
it's
feel
the
like.
Swedish word
wormwood.
for wormwood, which is the key ingredient
Ugh.
in a
Okay.
bitter flavored type of
Can
Swedish.
you imagine a whole
roll
bottle
with
of that?
I hope
Peter,
it's-
we,
I hope it's
hey, guess what,
small.
Peter? We got you a big bottle. It's enough.
Ah,
Just
thank
kidding.
you. That's
That's
my
not
birthday
true.
present.
That's not true. I got 2 more of these though. We had 6.
70 proof. Okay, Malort.
Swedish
Yeah, so
Okay.
it is related to the Danish Malort.
Ah, okay.
Probably,
And,
yeah.
and you actually say when there's Malort i bæren, it means that there is, and actually mal between, mal between,
It's catching up to you now.
mal means bad.
Bad,
Yeah.
yes.
Just like
Yes,
Malbec,
Mal-
the French,
Yeah.
Malbec.
the grape, Malbec means a bad grape,
Yeah.
right? So Malort means a bad herb.
Ah.
So they made a liquor of mad,
Okay.
Bad herb, bad.
This is
Malort, here's what Wikipedia says. Malort has been described as an infamous and the worst booze ever.
I got you the worst.
Wait,
we went from the gold standard to the worst ever.
This is even better. He sold it from door to door for medicinal and other purposes, and one legend says he preferred the strong taste because of years of smoking had dulled his taste buds.
So here you go, Peter. You can have a bunch of leeches, or you can drink some of this, and you'll get better. It's up to you, buddy.
I'll choose this.
All right, that is it.
Is it recording?
It has been recording. It's recording.
Oh, it's still going.
So this, I don't know. We'll see where the edit lands us on the end of this, but you got to try Gammel Dansk. You all got to try this absolute disgusting crap of a drink.
Don't. Ooh,
Lots of good beers though.
There's a lot of people I would want to see me doing this.
Thank you, Dad, for doing this. This is a lot of Peter, as always, my friend. So great to have you here.
Yes.
We got Miranda and Maya came in for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And there you go. My mom is unable to drink alcohol at the moment. She's been spared.
No.
We'll send some Malort home. How's that?
I'm going to use her excuse next time.
You got 2 more bottles for her. and the rest of this one.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.